1 Corinthians 16, verse 18. For they refresh my spirit as well as yours. So in this verse, Paul is talking about apostles. I think they're apostles, either apostles or disciples, but their names are really hard to pronounce, so I will not be pronouncing them because I literally can't. But Paul is basically talking about these apostles or these believers that, they teach and they helped the Corinthians to just be better in their faith. They grew them in their faith. And so Paul is telling the Corinthians, be grateful and follow their example. And we should also follow, the example of refreshing one another's spirits. As believers, we're called to refresh one another's spirits because God put every single one of us on this earth so that we could have each other, so that we wouldn't have to be alone in our faith, and we're not alone in our faith. And so this is a reminder that you are not alone in your faith. You are blessed. You are blessed. Not only is God with you, but there are so many people out there who have faith, and maybe they're going through the same thing you are. And so just remember that you aren't alone. You aren't alone in your faith, and because you aren't alone in your faith, and because you know that there are people who feel alone in their faith, just make sure every single day to try to refresh another person's spirit, because you never know what they're going through. You never know if they need refreshing. And honestly, in this world, we all need refreshing. We all need refreshing. We all need our spirits to be refreshed sometimes. And so in every encounter you have, just try to refresh someone else's spirit. Try to make them happy, try to make them smile, and show them that you love them. Because, again, you never know what another person's going through, whether they're a believer or not. We are called to refresh one another's spirit. And in doing that, they might even be led to God, because in seeing how we love them, they might say, who is this God who, just this God that shines through this person, his love. I want to know more of his love. I want to know more of this love. And so it can really refresh someone's spirit, and it can lead them to God even. And if they already are a believer, grow them in their faith. And, help them to keep going no matter what they're going through. And so just know that you aren't alone, and there are people who will come and they will refresh your spirit, because when you need that, God will provide you with that. He will refresh your spirit, and maybe through another person, and maybe today or in your life, you can be someone that God uses to refresh someone else's spirit, to lead them to him, or maybe they're struggling in their faith and they've almost given up. God can use you to help them get back up. And so that is just why you should keep in mind in every encounter you have, just make sure that you're trying your best to refresh that person's spirit. You're trying your best to love them and to show how much you love them, by trying to make them smile and happy, and maybe just being there for them if they're going through a rough time. Just being there for them is sometimes enough for a person. And so in every encounter you have, try to glorify God, whether it's comforting someone, being there for them, loving them, sharing a verse with them, and telling them about Jesus, about who Jesus is, or again, just being there with them and for them. They can really see that love, the love that God has for you. They can see it through you. And so, yeah, I feel like that's a very important verse, because we're responsible with the job of growing God's kingdom. And sometimes we don't even realize how simple that can be. Sometimes it is hard, but sometimes just doing simple actions, simple things like just loving someone else, it can really help someone to just want to follow God. And so keep that in mind. God bless you. God loves you. And I pray that if you're going through something, that again, you remind yourself and remember you aren't alone. You aren't alone, and you aren't alone in your struggles and in your faith. And so just know that. And I hope that if you are one of those people, that this video refreshes your spirit and makes you happy and just gives you some comfort. God bless you. God loves you.